had Alzheimer's, and she suffered with that for about 4 years. So there was a lot of tension, yeah. So anyhow, I went to a neurologist. I just went to the neurologist directly. I didn't go to my primary doctor, but probably have to go to your primary doctor usually. And they talk to you, and then they send you to the neurologist. And so they do a brain scan, and check and make sure there's no other things in your on the brain. You got a cyst or cancer or any of those kinds of things. When they narrow it down to nothing, then they understand what's happening. It's the brain that's not sending enough signals to function.
Okay.
So that was kind of the beginning. They threw all kinds of books at me. I've read all of them. I read them over, because 8 years ago it was a different story than it is today, and so I kind of try to follow what they're recommending. They just have not found a cure for Parkinson's.
Hi Jeanette, how are you?
I'm good.
It was nice talking to you last time, and I'm looking forward to the talk again.
Well, good.
Yeah, so
it's nice to get to know you also.
Yes, it's nice to get to know each other.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun. Yeah, I think this is an opportunity to meet and talk. So last time when we talked about your life journey, you mentioned about Parkinson's. So when did you find out? Like, how long was that?
It's been about 8 years that I found out. It was I was starting, my hands shook, and my gait, my walking gait was off.
Okay.
And so I couldn't maneuver some things. And then little things, like, sounds crazy, but you got your wallet open and you're trying to get the credit card out of your wallet. I had a little bit of it in my small motor coordination. I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Or buttons.
Okay.
You're trying to button and you can't button. Those are little things that I didn't know what was going on. And then stress. I was under stress. And you always go, I'm not stressful. No, I'm not.
We always want to say that, we can cope up.
Oh yes, we can do anything.
We can do anything. Yeah, as mothers, right?
Exactly. And I was going through a lot of things. My mother had Alzheimer's, and she suffered with that for about 4 years. So there was a lot of tension. Yeah. So anyhow, I went to a neurologist. I just went to the neurologist directly. I didn't go to my primary doctor, but probably have to go to your primary doctor usually. And they talk to you, and then they send you to the neurologist. And so they do a brain scan, and check and make sure there's no other things in your on the brain. You got a cyst or cancer or any of those kinds of things. When they narrow it down to nothing, then they understand what's happening. It's the brain that's not sending enough signals to function.
Okay.
So that was kind of the beginning. They threw all kinds of books at me. I've read all of them. I read them over, because 8 years ago it was a different story than it is today, and so I kind of try to follow what they're recommending, and they just have not found a cure for Parkinson's. So they tell you it takes about 10 years to really affect the patient. In the meantime, we're hoping that they'll find a cure for it. They certainly have done good with cancer and a lot of other diseases, but this one has been a little bit ignored. Not enough people, I guess, have it.
So initially, when you had trouble with the motor functions, that's when kind of thought this must be something going on, right?
Right.
And then did you notice, or did your husband notice, or was it?
I noticed.
You noticed?
Yeah, I noticed. He did too. When I do a few things and that I couldn't do, that was usually what would trigger it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then was it like were you nervous when you found out? Like, how was the response? Or were you?
Yeah, it was kind of shocking to us. There was not a lot of uncomfortableness during the first stages, so it didn't affect me as much. And it changed our life. We said we've got to look, differently at things, and everybody is different. So anybody who has Parkinson's, there's different. I have symptoms that another Parkinson's patient doesn't have, but I don't have the ones that he or she has. So that's the good part, is finding a buddy or somebody who you can talk to,
having similar
symptoms. The difficult part is when you have someone that has advanced more. It's hard to accept that.
Yeah. But I would say that's like anything. Like, a lot of people have diabetes, right? A lot of people are still doing fine with diabetes or like blood pressure. So, and some people can do a lot of work even though they have, right? So you coped up, you coped with it, and you said, there were symptoms, and then you were figuring out, reading materials and understanding what was going on.
Yeah, knowing that right now at least you can't. There's no solution, but medication they keep trying.
Yes.
But it's a dopamine in the brain that does not shoot up enough dopamine to take care of all the issues with
all the issues.
Yeah. So and it's cognitive also. So that's what's the hardest. Is I forget words. I can't sometimes finish a sentence, and that has been progressive. So we're going on a progressive period of time. It's now more serious, and it's scary.
And then, so medication-wise, you are taking medications.
I do, yeah.
Do doctors recommend like a kind of workout routine or schedule to you also?
Yeah, to the medicine.
Yeah.
Oh,
for the patient.
And that's changed. The medications have changed over the 8 years. As you get worse, they have a little bit of a solution for that in a different medication or upping your medication. I take a lot of medication, and, which is not cheap. I don't know how people do it when they're they don't have the money for it. It's not. One of my medications is, I think, $700 a month, but it helps. It works. Nothing really completely helps. Obviously, that's what the scientists are working on.
But you can see that it's working and it's not. So you have that clarity that you are seeing.
Yes.
That this is helping me or this is not helping me.
And cutting down my stress was a huge part. I had no idea how much stress I was taking. And so cutting back on that has really made a difference. Really made a difference. And it's made a difference in the way I look at life.
Okay.
We need to do what we do today. We don't know what tomorrow brings us.
So you feel like stress was part of,
Yes.
because you always think and worry and plan and do everything. Everything is a stress on your life.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Even like planning too much is like sometimes we do plan
And you get
next
carried
year's
away.
vacations, we don't get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so and I'm fairly long now. Now we do that. We think about things like I've fallen a few times, and falling is awful. And that most people, older people that have Parkinson's, die of having fallen. Their falling is the beginning of the end, because your bones are weaker, your muscles are weak, and you go to fall and
you injure yourself.
you just yeah. So I've had one that was worse than other, but I trip on things. But I have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Really careful. And so I don't know how long the legs will last.
Yes.
So, we've put shower bars in the shower, so there's making sure that I'm not going to
There's support everywhere.
Yeah, which everybody should do, actually. And so we've been making adjustments.
That's true. Yeah, I think everyone should, at some stage, we should have supports, like getting up, from the bathroom sometimes, or like it just gets harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then exercise.
Oh yeah.
That's the big thing that they have discovered, is that the more exercise you have, the more dopamine is sent to the body.
Oh.
So it's big. And that's the one thing that they've discovered, is that the people who exercise every day seem to stabilize much better than those who don't.
Okay.
And it's hard, actually. It's hard. Some days I have a hard time getting out of bed. But once I get out of bed and I get going and everything, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I have to keep building the muscles, my cardio. I have to do all those things that everybody says you need to do. Everybody needs to do.
Everybody needs to do that. And I guess it also brings down the stress level, right? When you exercise, the fresh air.
Fresh air, yeah. This past 2 weeks we've had.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't move.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to go anywhere.
It was really hard. It was really hard. Now it's getting better.
Yeah. Back to normal.
Back to normal. Yeah, we're not used to. So, did you have any community of friends that you were meeting in the beginning? Or was it just family or friends or combination?
Yeah, just probably family. I didn't want to hide it. Some people try to hide it for a while. I didn't. I not announced, but I told people in my office, my friends, I didn't hide it. I think there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
Yet I'm not looking for sympathy either. But everybody has been very, very good about it. It's always hard. To talk to somebody who has a disease. To really talk about it.
You don't want people to think that you are.
Excuse me.
You don't want people to think that you are, not doing enough because of that reason, right?
Yeah.
Because you've been working so hard all the time.
Yeah. So it's been a journey, and it continues to be a journey. It's going to be challenging.
Yes.
In the future.
And then, was there any group like how they have forums or groups of people who have similar
problems? Yeah. I have not participated in any. Most of them that I've seen on the internet, and websites are usually in Oakland or Berkeley,
Okay.
so they have
It's
some.
too far away.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far away.
So they have in person. They don't have like through Zoom or like.
They do actually. They do.
Nowadays, after because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do, and I listen to a lot of them. They're usually come on at 9 o'clock California time, and I think every Friday there's a topic. Some of them are just repeats.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good communication.
Yeah.
And then I read up, and so does Joe. He reads anything he finds about Parkinson's, and I do the same. Or he gives me the article to read. Yeah, what they're doing. It's usually they've tried something and hasn't worked, but they say we're getting closer.
Yeah, it's getting.
Stanford's working on it. Hospitals back east. There's emphasis on it now. It has never been like that.
Okay. So, what do you think helped you the most coping with it? What do you think? What advice would you give to someone who is having a hard time coping? Like,
They need other people, and they need to get out. One of the things is it's easy to stay home. In this 2 years we went through this COVID, I got darn used to staying home. And
we all became a little lazy.
yeah, we did. God. And that's hard to bring back. I'm trying, but it's been hard to get up on that in the exercise. And I do have one buddy that's who was diagnosed about the same time I was.
Okay.
He was a friend of somebody's that I can't even remember how I got to know him, but he's in the same stages as I am.
Okay.
And it's been good for either of us.
Yeah.
Sometimes I call and say, I need a pity party. I just need to unload. And he, and then he's sharing his difficulties that he has. He was he liked to bicycle. He bicycled every morning for like 40 miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 miles?
Yeah. And now he can't bike very well. So that's very depressing for him. Very depressing. Because exercise was his thing.
Was his passion.
Yeah. But he still has to do it. So,
Yeah.
So you
But not 40 miles. That's really
no.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And then I find the exercise, what I'm experiencing is when I exercise, especially with the trainer,
Yeah.
I go home and I'm wiped out. I'm really, and I usually take a nap. And then I get the energy back. And then you get up and go.
So advice-wise, like if someone is coping, you said go out there, talk to people, right?
Yeah,
Find a buddy,
yeah,
find someone you can share. Yeah.
Accept accept what the future is. It's not, we all have
Something or the other.
something or the other, yeah. And mine happens to be Parkinson's.
Yeah.
So other people happen, it's
Something
cancer,
else. Yeah.
heart disease. There's so much out there.
Yeah.
But the best I can do is do the exercise and have healthy diet. That's hard for me. Healthy diet.
That is hard for everybody.
Not
yes.
for everybody. It's not for it's tough.
It's tough because not to all eat
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, right. That's for sure. A little girl, I had problems with. You can see that my leg is bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Which is just normal. I'm embarrassed sometimes because I kick people that moving. But they all get used to it. They go, okay, I don't care. You can kick me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then for a while, I had a problem with my neck, and I still do. I still have this weird way to move. And when I'm off, when my body goes on and off. And so when I'm off, my gait is off. Everything is off. So that's the difficult part. I lost my train of thought on that.
Yeah. And you said like the time you're off, you kind of move a lot, and then that's when
Right,
that's the time that people can sense that this is a time that it's
yeah, exactly.
more than the times you.
Sometimes I can be on,
Yeah.
and you would never know
Mm.
that I had Parkinson's. I remember the point I was going to say. The cute thing that happened was this little girl. I think it was a
Yes,
birthday party. Oh, did I?
Yeah,
tell you
that's
that?
what you know. You did not. Yeah.
The birthday party was, and she came over to me, and she said, why do you bounce your neck back and forth?" I thought that was so cute. The words of babes.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I have Parkinson's.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay, and walked away.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
And I didn't take offense to that. I thought that was cute, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I gave her her answer, and off she goes.
She was
satisfied with that.
Satisfied with that.
Yeah. So sometimes I don't realize how much I move around till I have experience like that, or see me, sitting.
Yeah.
How much I move.
Yeah. But otherwise, like coping up with, you said that you have somebody you can talk to going through similar, that always helps, right? It's something that
I don't have enough of that.
Yeah.
I have friends
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of support there, but I don't have a lot of group meetings that I could do. Yeah. I need to do that. I need to get going on that.
And kids, how did your kids respond to that? How was their?
Well, my youngest daughter was probably the most emotional about it, and she's a smart woman.
Mm-hmm.
She has a degree in not health, but I forget what her degree is. Something
health
type of thing. So she read up on it, and she was very emotional about it. I mean, it's basically telling you that, with time, and here's what we'll try to do to help you. That's about all you can do. And so I kid a lot. I usually do a lot of kidding about where I'm going, and I tell them if I don't know who you are anymore, you can stick me in a home. That's all right with them.
That's the kid.
Yeah, and I'm very open with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open about it, and I try to be funny.
Yeah,
if I can.
Yeah. So they are also taking it as like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary. You don't want to lose your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe, my husband, he's been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He just I can't say enough about it, and I'm sad for him because I want him to live his life as best as he can. And
so it's a very nice thought that you have. Yeah.
And
so his happiness is in your happiness. So
right,
he's happy taking care of you, right?
So I get I have trouble putting on some clothes, different clothes. I've learned that I have to be careful what I buy and wear, because I go to get out of it, and I can't.
Yeah.
I'm all tangled up,
So like simple clothes where you can just kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
See, now this has got buttons so it can open up and I can take it off easy. Yeah. Some clothes I've had to just go to the Salvation Army because I can't get in. And then some of them what I do is, where's Joe going to be? Will he be there to help me take it off?
That's always a challenge.
Yes. Poor guy.
There's all these dresses that we have with zips all over.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we make fun of it as much as we can.
See, I've seen that even last time when you were talking about your parents, and then you said about, you still remembered when you used to play Pictionary with your dad, and you used to draw, and then,
Yeah, we had fun with that.
Fun. I think life is about enjoying every moment, right? Because not all the moments are going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right? And going through raising kids pretty much as a single parent, you know, your kids, and then later on you met Joe, and then you became a family, right? So there are different challenges, which we
In
all
that,
kind of,
yeah.
and we all have different kinds, right?
We all have problems.
We all have problems.
Yeah, and if we all threw our problems in a circle, you'd
Mm.
probably just take back yours.
Yes,
You
yes.
wouldn't pick
You're
anybody
so
else.
right. Yeah.
I believe that. I really believe that.
Mm. And your sibling, your brother is younger to you, or
He's older.
He's older.
4 years older, yeah.
And
And he doesn't have. There's nobody in the family. It's not.
it's not a genetic.
No.
It's not.
That's what they've said so far. That
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mm. So household work you can manage like a little bit around the house, like
could do.
with some support.
Yeah, well, I could do most everything if I'm feeling up. My problem is keeping that up long enough to do things. So some days I'm just worthless. Other days, you know, Joe will say, "My gosh, you're energetic today." You know,
Doing everything, organizing everything.
Yeah. I couldn't sleep last night, and so I've learned now that if I can't sleep, get out of bed. Don't lay there
Okay.
for 4 hours or whatever and watch the clock go around. So I got up this morning. I can't remember. No, I didn't go to sleep. So it was 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm ironing.
Okay.
I had his shirts to iron and a couple things to iron. So I said, I'm going to make use of this time.
Yeah.
And
That's a good idea.
yeah,
And then did you sleep in then in the morning?
I did. But the problem was I still have been too late till 9:30. And Joe came in and he said, you know, you really probably need to get started on your day. And I said, well, what time is it? He says, it's 9:45. I said, oh my gosh.
Because you had.
So I'm thinking, oh man, what happened to the day? So I use a lot of energy to do the things. So sometimes and sometimes I just shut down. Like we could go to the mall, let's say, or shopping anywhere. So we can go to Safeway.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling a little bit, and then it'll get me, and I go to Joe. I gotta go sit in the car. I can't stand up any longer.
So you kind of know when it's coming,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just have to adjust. More times I've gone out to buy something, 2 things maybe, and I get to the one thing and I'm doing fine, and then I start to go to the second one and I'm too tired. So back home.
Back home. Do you watch TV? Does that help? Watching TV or watching some favorite shows?
It does. Yeah. That's where my husband and I, of course, clash.
Okay.
He loves, he loves the blood and guns and all that, and so I have to leave the room. I can't take that anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah. Even a good movie where there's no shooting or anything, but it's suspenseful.
Suspenseful, stress.
I get jittery. So what was he had putting on the other night? I said, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm not watching that.
The movies and TV shows have too much of all that now.
Yeah, they do. It is.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. But
yeah. And then cooking and all that you kind of do together.
we do together. He's doing more of it.
We talked about the burrito.
Oh yeah.
Like you.
Yeah. He took that over. Yeah, he's got another one already. I can't remember what it is.
Something.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he tries. He does a good job. And I'm teaching him laundry, and I'm not teaching. He's doing it and doing it wrong. And so I kind of have to say, hey, this blouse was a little bigger before you put it in the dryer.
Yeah.
Now I got to give it to my grandchild.
Because it shrank.
Yeah, exactly. But he's learning.
Yeah.
And God bless him, he took it on himself. I didn't want to ask him to do the laundry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
If the laundry is folded and it hasn't been put away, he'll go put it away.
Yeah.
So he's, I wouldn't, what I do without him. I love him very much.
Yes, he's your support.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
You through everything.
And he's a good man. And he's funny.
So
He's
are
got
you?
lots-
I've seen that. We've been
Yeah.
enjoying the conversation because of the humor, right?
Yeah,
So it helps, right, to be happy and
it does.
positive.
Yeah.
And
It does.
makes you. It's easier to go through things when you are. Which I also feel like a lot of people have seen, like, with when they're diagnosed with something, you get depressed. So it's good to be funny. It's good to enjoy the moment
Right,
that you have.
right.
Yeah. I know it is hard, right? It's
Yeah.
hard to do that, but coping up gets easier if you are
Yes.
talking and laughing. And you said, I think friends, life partner, it's like they come in very handy that time, helpful,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family is wonderful. Everybody is.
Mm.
We used to have gatherings here, Easter or Christmas or other things, swimming party, whatever. And and I did a lot,
Yeah.
as you do.
Yes, of
They're happy.
course. As a
It doesn't matter who they are,
yeah.
just because they're your kids and friends. So I really had to back down on that because I would get into the middle of it and I'd say, I gotta go lay down and rest. And I mean, lay down means sit on the chair in the family room and just close my eyes and rest for a little while. So we found that I can't handle
It's too much stress.
Right.
Yeah.
but now my kids come over, like it was during this hot spell one day. All of them, not all of them, but almost all of them called and said, can we come over swimming and we'll bring, some appetizers and that type of thing. And it ended up there was 12, 20 of us. It was a big group, and my daughter-in-laws did it all. Daughter and daughter-in-laws.
So they kind of managed it.
They just managed it. They brought, whatever somebody brought, that's what we ate. My one daughter would put it on a plate or do something like that.
Nice
And it was, I told Joe when the day was over, I said, oh my God, that was probably the best day.
This is one of these hot days?
Yes. Not the hot ones, but we did it.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was a good day because I stayed, I ignored what the girls were doing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Whatever, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
And it made a difference. I had a good time and I wasn't exhausted when they left.
So when they are taking charge, it's easier.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about anything.
Right. And they'll take care of it. So that's really neat. We got some kids that cook, some don't.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And the overall management is quality not everybody has.
Right.
So it's great that your family has people who can manage everything.
Right. Right. I don't need to do that. I should go. And I'm not afraid now or embarrassed now to go sit on the chair.
Yeah.
With and everybody's in the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
I can go to sleep like that.
Oh, really?
Yes. And they're all talking in the kitchen and I'm,
Just
10 feet from them practically.
because maybe you're tired, so you want quickly your body kind of
That's what we
rest,
regenerate.
So it's good. Yeah. So diet, healthy exercise, staying happy, making friends, meeting friends, that helps, right? And then you said, maybe making more friends might help more.
Right.
Yeah. So 8 years before, and it's been 8 years. Has your outlook changed towards life?
Yeah, I'm a little less I'm more forgiving, or more, I wouldn't say forgiving, but I'm taking life differently. I don't know what's upon me. I don't know if I'll end up in a wheelchair, and I don't know. But I have taken a position of do what I can. Whatever I can do, I'll do.
Yeah.
And try not to look at the future. It's hard for me. This is a terrible thing to say, but or not terrible, but it's hard for me to see somebody further advanced.
Yeah.
That's because it's like looking in a mirror, maybe.
And maybe I would say that maybe everybody is different also. Because if you're exercising and you're taking care and you have a strong family, it's different.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, when they fall sick, they stop exercising. That's the first thing they do. Like, okay, I'm going to just lie.
Yeah.
It's in inertia that I'm too tired or something. Which you are making a point to get up, right?
Right.
And do it. And you said in the beginning you were talking about, before we started talking, that you have a trainer who comes in, trains, right? Or you go and get trained, right?
Yeah.
That makes you get up and do it, right?
I'm obligated because I hired him. So every once in a while I have to cancel because I can't get out of bed very easily.
But maybe 60-70% or something you might be just going.
Yeah, even more than that.
Even more than that, yeah. So I guess that helps, right?
Yeah,
Get
it
muscle.
does. And he's really, he's been in the business for a long, long time, and he's had a lot of stuff for himself.
Okay.
I think he had polio, and so he's got, but he's really good. And we work on things that are
difficult,
important to everyday life.
Right.
Getting out of a chair.
Okay.
Sometimes that can be very difficult, getting out of a chair.
Getting out from the bed when you lie in
bed, yes. Getting out of bed is, I have a little stool next to my bed, which I get a step on to get into the bed. So we found things to help us make things easier, like this little step stool I have by the bed. That's really helpful. I can get up and have a higher position to
get strong and get up.
Yeah, right.
So does he make some accommodations based on your needs on the exercise? Okay.
Yeah, he's very good about that kinds of things. I mean, he's making me do things, skipping, jumping.
Okay.
Lots of what it calls cardio, not cardio, but I do need to do more
weight training. Weight training
too.
Okay.
But balance issues.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And that's balance is where if you fall, you're going to hurt yourself. If you're good, if you're strong, you're not going to, most likely that one, maybe that fall wouldn't happen.
And even if you do,
sometimes you can grab something, or you can get yourself back.
Yes, yeah.
But if you don't have any of that strength and that weaknesses, you're just fall over quite easily.
Yeah.
I don't
So
have
that
too much trouble.
That is good to have. I think that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that helps, and it might have a different route. It might be different because of you having a regular regime, regular schedule, right?
Right.
It helps. All right. That's really informative, Jeanette. I'm really thankful you shared. I know it's not easy to share. It's always hard to share, but it will be very helpful to somebody who wants to know how you coped up and how that person can cope up with it. Because there are some things it's hard to. Actually, there's hard to even ask people, like what to do.
Right.
So
Yeah, you don't. So I try to open that
Mm.
space so that people have the comfort to say something to me,
Yeah,
if they want to.
like you said, using humor because you are
Yes.
not too sensitive to it, so they
Yeah.
don't talk to you.
The one thing that I thought was sad that for me was we did a lot of formal events when we were both working and everything. We had a lot of things going on, and to go to a formal event now, it's difficult. But it that and I can't stand very long. So
And those formal events needed you to stand for a
well,
long time?
that it's a cocktail party,
Yeah.
and they put you in
Yeah.
for the dinner.
Yeah.
Well, I can't stand in the cocktail, and they close off the
The
dinner
reception area.
right, and that's hard.
That's hard. Yeah.
And then the other one that's hard is when you go take your seat on the table that has been
allotted to you.
and everybody else is still in the cocktail party, and I'm sitting in the corner because that's where we're going to sit, and I can't stand very long. So that one is really hard because I don't want to look like I'm an outsider, that I don't want to talk to everybody. I do, but I just can't. So that one's hard.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But in the scheme of things,
in the whole
what is
scheme of
that?
thing. Yeah, really. Yeah. That is so nice, I'm so thankful you came and you shared
welcome.
your experiences, and I'm sure someone would listen and learn a lot and able to cope with. There's so much out there. We all need to help each other.
Right.
Thank you so much.
You're
for coming
welcome.
today, and thank you for your time. It was lovely to talk to you.
If you wanna talk about anything at all, then you know who to call. Just tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana, tell Sanjana. Tell Sanjana, just tell Sanjana.